Welcome back to the MT Spot's Blood Pressure Podcast, everybody. I'm Samuel Harrison.
And I'm Olivia Harper.
And today, we are diving deep into the world of blood pressure monitoring with a device that's been making waves, the Oxiline Pressure 9 Pro.
Oh, yeah.
You sent this over to us because you're thinking about getting one. And honestly, after going through all the material, I can see why it's caught your attention.
It definitely seems to, tick a lot of boxes right out of the gate, you know? What really stood out to me was that it's made by Oxiline LLC,
Okay.
a company based right here in the USA.
Awesome.
And they offer a lifetime warranty and a 30-day trial period on this one.
Wow.
So that shows a lot of confidence in their product, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. That takes away a lot of the risk, right, for someone who's trying to decide whether to invest in a new monitor. So let's get into the nitty-gritty. What makes the Pressure 9 Pro so special?
Well, one of the key features is this patented Vibra T9 sensor technology.
Okay.
It's designed to detect even the tiniest vibrations in your arterial walls, which is how it claims to achieve such precise blood pressure readings. You know, most monitors only measure the pressure itself. But this one goes a step further by analyzing those subtle vibrations.
Oh, Lord's sake.
It's a pretty clever approach.
Yeah, it definitely sounds more sophisticated than your average blood pressure monitor.
Right.
And I see it also uses the WHO color indicator.
Yes.
Can you explain what that is for our listeners?
Of course. It's basically a color-coded system developed by the World Health Organization, the WHO,
Okay.
to categorize blood pressure levels. So when you take a measurement with the Pressure 9 Pro, the display will light up in a specific color that corresponds to your reading. Green for normal, yellow for elevated, orange for high, and red for very high.
Wow.
So it's a quick and easy visual cue that helps you understand your results right away, even if you're not familiar with the specific numbers.
Yeah, I love that. It takes the guesswork out of interpreting those readings, especially for someone who might be new to monitoring their blood pressure. Now, you mentioned that this device is fully automatic.
Yes.
What does that mean in terms of actually using it?
It means it couldn't be simpler, honestly. All you have to do is position the cuff on your arm, press the power button, and let the device do its thing. No need to fiddle with any settings or worry about inflating the cuff manually. The Pressure 9 Pro takes care of everything for you.
That's fantastic for anyone who might find those manual cuffs a bit intimidating, right?
Right.
And how about reading the results?
Yeah.
Is the display easy to see?
Oh, absolutely. The Pressure 9 Pro has a large, high-contrast LED display with bright digits that are easy to read even in low light.
Okay.
Plus, it automatically records your readings, so you can track your progress over time without having to write anything down. Speaking of which, I think it's worth mentioning that it includes a movement indicator.
Okay.
That's particularly helpful for people who might have trouble sitting perfectly still during the measurement.
That's a thoughtful feature.
Yeah.
It sounds like they've really tried to anticipate the needs of different users.
Yeah.
Okay, let's say our listener just received their brand new Pressure 9 Pro.
Okay.
What can they expect to find in the box?
Well, first and foremost, there's the monitor itself, of course.
Of course.
But they also include 4 AAA batteries.
Oh, nice. So you can use it right away.
Right out of the box, yeah. You'll also find a user manual to guide you through the setup and operation. And don't forget the adjustable arm cuff.
Yes.
It's designed to fit a wide range of arm sizes from 9 to 17 inches.
Okay.
Which is great for ensuring a comfortable and accurate reading.
It's impressive that they include those batteries.
Yeah.
So often you buy a new gadget and you have to scramble to find the right ones before you can even use it. So once you've unboxed everything, how do you actually use the Pressure 9 Pro?
It's remarkably straightforward.
Well,
First, you'll want to make sure the cuff is positioned correctly on your upper arm. They actually included a helpful little mark on the cuff to show you the ideal placement.
Oh, cool.
Then you connect the cuff adapter to the monitor.
Okay, so far so good. What's next?
And that's it for the setup. From there, you simply press the start button, sit back, and wait for the device to do its magic.
Okay.
It'll measure both your systolic and diastolic blood pressure, as well as your pulse rate, and display those results clearly on the screen.
So it's really a one-button operation. I like that they've kept it simple and intuitive. Now, with any medical device, accuracy is obviously paramount.
Of course.
How can our listener be confident that the readings from the Pressure 9 Pro are reliable?
That's where the FDA 510(k) clearance comes in.
Okay.
This is a rigorous process that all medical devices have to go through to be sold in the United States.
Right.
The FDA evaluates the device's safety and effectiveness to ensure it meets their high standards. The fact that the Pressure 9 Pro has received this clearance gives you peace of mind knowing that it's been thoroughly tested and validated.
That definitely adds a layer of trust, especially when you're dealing with something as important as blood pressure.
Next.
Now, I know a lot of our listeners are curious about insurance coverage for these types of devices. Is that something you looked into?
I did, and unfortunately, it's not a simple yes or no answer. Coverage for blood pressure monitors can vary widely depending on your specific insurance plan and provider. So the best advice I can give is to check directly with your insurance company to see what they cover.
That's good advice.
Yeah.
But there is some good news for those who have flexible spending accounts or health savings accounts.
You're absolutely right. Oxiline accepts payments from both FSA and HSA accounts,
Okay.
making it easier for people who use those programs to purchase the Pressure 9 Pro.
That's great to know. So we've covered the ins and outs of the Pressure 9 Pro itself. But I understand that Oxiline offers a few different models of blood pressure monitors. Can you tell us a bit about how the Pressure 9 Pro compares to the other options in their lineup?
Absolutely. In addition to the Pressure 9 Pro, they also have the Pressure 7 Pro and the Pressure X Pro. Each model has its own set of features and capabilities. For instance, the Pressure 9 Pro can store up to 100 readings for 2 different users, which is perfect for couples or individuals who want to track their blood pressure over time.
That's handy.
Yeah.
And what about the Pressure X Pro? What sets it apart from the other two?
The Pressure X Pro is their most advanced model. One of the key differences is that it has app connectivity, allowing you to sync your readings to your smartphone and keep all your health data in one place. It also supports unlimited data storage, so you can track your progress for as long as you like.
Oh, wow. That's a great feature for tech-savvy folks who like to have all their information at their fingertips.
Definitely.
And how does the Pressure 7 Pro fit into the mix?
The Pressure 7 Pro is their most basic model. It's designed for 2 users and can store a total of 200 readings, but it doesn't have app connectivity like the Pressure X Pro.
Gotcha. So essentially, they have a model to suit every need and budget. Speaking of budget, I'm sure our listeners are wondering about the price of the Pressure 9 Pro.
Well, you're in luck. The Pressure 9 Pro is currently priced at $99, which is a significant discount from its original price of $129.
Wow.
That's a pretty impressive deal for a device with all these features.
That's a fantastic price point. Where's the best place to buy one if you're interested?
To make sure you're getting an authentic product, I always recommend buying directly from the manufacturer's website. You can find the Pressure 9 Pro at https://oxiline.shop. They offer free regular shipping within the U.S., and if you need it faster, they also have standard shipping for $9.99 and express or overnight shipping for certain locations.
Good to know. And what about payment options?
They accept all major debit and credit cards, as well as PayPal. And they use 256-bit encryption to ensure secure transactions, so you can rest assured that your information is safe.
That's reassuring. Now, we've talked a lot about the positives of the Pressure 9 Pro, but let's be honest, no product is perfect. What are some of the downsides our listeners should be aware of?
One thing we noticed is that the viewing angles on the screen aren't ideal. You really need to be looking at it straight on to get a clear view of the readings.
Okay.
And unlike the Pressure X Pro, it doesn't offer continuous 24/7 monitoring or app support.
So there are a few trade-offs to consider, especially if those features are important to you.
Exactly. But overall, the Pressure 9 Pro seems to be a very solid option for home blood pressure monitoring.
Before we draw any final conclusions, I think it's important to hear what real users are saying about their experiences with Pressure 9 Pro.
That's a great point. User reviews can provide valuable insights that you might not get from the product description alone. And from what I've seen, the Pressure 9 Pro is getting rave reviews.
Really? Tell me more.
It has an average rating of 4.9 stars out of 5 based on around 10,000 reviews from actual users. That's a pretty impressive level of satisfaction.
Wow. That's really impressive.
Yeah.
Were there any specific comments that stood out to you?
One thing that popped up repeatedly was how accurate the readings were. Several people mentioned that their measurements were very close to what their doctors had recorded, often only differing by a point or two.
That's fantastic to hear. It reinforces the importance of that FDA clearance we talked about earlier. Anything else that caught your eye?
A lot of people praised the design, calling it sleek, lightweight, and perfect for travel.
Yeah.
Dave, one of the reviewers, specifically mentioned how much he appreciated the compact size.
So it's not just accurate and easy to use, it's also stylish and portable.
Yeah.
Did you find any comments about the cuff?
Yes, actually. Beverly, another reviewer, mentioned how much she appreciated the wider cuff range, saying it was much more comfortable and easier to use than the cuffs on other monitors she'd tried.
That's great to hear. It sounds like they've really thought of everything with this device.
It seems like it.
But before we wrap up this part of our deep dive, let's do a quick recap of the pros and cons for our listener. What are the main advantages of the Pressure 9 Pro?
Well, first and foremost, it's incredibly user-friendly. The one-button operation and clear display make it easy for anyone to use, regardless of their tech skills.
And we can't forget about the accuracy. It seems like they've really nailed it on that front with those advanced sensors and the FDA 510K clearance providing a lot of reassurance.
Absolutely. And the adjustable cuff with its wide range of sizes is a major plus, ensuring a comfortable and accurate reading for almost anyone.
And it's a great value for the money, especially with that current discount. I also like that it comes with batteries included and have those smart alarm features to alert you if your readings are out of range.
All great points. And that 5-inch high-contrast LCD screen is a welcome feature for anyone who's ever struggled to read the tiny numbers on other blood pressure monitors.
So on the plus side, we have a compact, user-friendly device that delivers fast and accurate measurements, has a wider cuff range, comes with a smart alarm, and offers great value for money.
Yep.
But what about the downsides? What should our listener be aware of before making a decision?
As we mentioned earlier, the viewing angles on the screen could be better. You really need to be looking at it head-on to get the best view.
Right. And while the lack of continuous 24/7 monitoring might not be a deal breaker for everyone, it's something to consider if you need that level of tracking.
And the lack of app support might be a downside for those who like to manage all their health data in one central location.
That's true. But overall, I think the Pressure 9 Pro has a lot to offer, especially for someone who's looking for a reliable and affordable blood pressure monitor for home use.
I agree. It seems like a great option, especially considering its accuracy, ease of use, and sleek design.
Well, I think that's a great place to pause for now. We've covered a lot of ground, and I'm sure our listener has a lot to think about.
Right.
We'll be back in a moment to discuss some final thoughts and maybe even dream a little about the future of blood pressure monitoring. Stay tuned.
You know, it's amazing how far blood pressure monitoring technology has come.
It really is.
Mm.
I remember my grandparents used to have this bulky manual cuff. That was practically an arm workout in itself.
And the readings weren't always the most reliable either.
Yeah, not to mention trying to decipher those tiny numbers on the gauge. Thankfully, devices like the Oxiline Pressure 9 Pro have made the whole process so much simpler and more accurate.
It's a great example of how technology can truly empower people to take control of their health.
Exactly. And that brings me to something I've been thinking about.
Okay.
Imagine for a moment that you could design your dream blood pressure monitor.
Oh, wow.
What features would it have? What would make it stand out from the crowd?
Ooh, that's a fun thought experiment.
Yeah.
Well, first and foremost, it would have to be unbelievably accurate, maybe even incorporating some kind of AI-powered analysis,
Okay, yeah.
to detect subtle patterns and trends in your blood pressure over time.
That would be incredible. It could potentially alert you to potential issues before they even become noticeable.
That's precisely. Early detection is key when it comes to managing your health. And, of course, it would have to be seamlessly integrated with other health tracking devices and apps.
Yeah.
Imagine having all of your health data, blood pressure, heart rate, sleep patterns, activity levels, all in one place,
Wow.
giving you a holistic view of your well-being.
A true health command center at your fingertips. I love that idea.
Right.
And to make it truly user-friendly,
Mhm.
I designed it to be incredibly intuitive.
Mm.
Maybe even with voice control.
Oh, yeah.
You could literally just ask it to take your blood pressure,
That'd be great.
and it would do the rest.
Hands-free blood pressure monitoring.
Yeah.
Sign me up.
But it can't just be practical. It has to be stylish, too, right?
Of course, yeah.
Something you'd be proud to have on display.
Absolutely. Taking care of your health should be something to celebrate, not something to hide away.
Right.
So it would have to have a sleek, modern design that blends seamlessly into your home.
It sounds like you've just designed the blood pressure monitor of the future.
Maybe someday. Who knows what innovations are just around the corner? It's an exciting time to be following the world of health tech.
Well, on that note, I think we've covered just about everything there is to know about the Oxiline Pressure 9 Pro. We've talked about its features, its accuracy, how to use it, what real users are saying, and we even compared it to other models in Oxiline's lineup.
We've really gone through everything, haven't we?
We certainly have. And hopefully, our listener now feels equipped to make an informed decision about whether the Pressure 9 Pro is the right choice for them.
If they're looking for a reliable, user-friendly, and affordable blood pressure monitor, I think it's definitely worth considering.
I couldn't agree more. But before we wrap up, I wanted to touch on something we discussed earlier, the importance of FDA clearance for medical devices like this.
It's a crucial factor to consider, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. That 510K clearance from the FDA is a symbol of trust and assurance. It means that the device has been rigorously tested and meets the highest standards for safety and effectiveness. It takes a lot of the guesswork out of choosing a blood pressure monitor.
And it gives you the peace of mind knowing that you're getting accurate and reliable readings, which is essential for managing your health effectively.
Exactly. So if you're in the market for a new blood pressure monitor, be sure to look for that FDA 510K clearance. It's a small detail that can make a big difference.
It's a simple way to ensure you're investing in a quality product that you can rely on.
Well said. And on that note, I think it's time to bring this deep dive to a close. We've covered a lot of ground today, from the ins and outs of the Oxiline Pressure 9 Pro to our dreams for the future of blood pressure monitoring.
It's been a fascinating journey, and I hope our listeners have found it informative and engaging.
I second that. We always appreciate you joining us on the TheEMTSpot's Blood Pressure Podcast.
It's been fun.
And we hope you'll tune in again for our next deep dive into the world of blood pressure management. Until then, this is Samuel Harrison,
I'm Olivia Harper.
signing off from the TheEMTSpot's Blood Pressure Podcast. Remember to take care of your health, and we'll catch you next time. And don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share this episode with anyone who might be interested in learning more about blood pressure and the latest in monitoring technology.